It's the Daily Doug.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for being with me today. My friends, today is a Monday and I could not choose any other band for the last Metal Monday before we reach 1,000 episodes. It's gotta be Iron Maiden. Y'all, up the irons. We're listening to some more Maiden today. It's a Maiden Monday. I'm happy that you are with me. Like I said, we are leading up to our 1,000th episode, and I am going back to many of our most favorite bands over these last 5 years of all of these episodes as a thank you to the fans who have been with us for all of these reactions and analysis videos. Thank you very much for all of your support and for hanging out with us. I really do appreciate it. So, yeah, no bands loom quite as large for us as Iron Maiden. That's the band that we started with when we started doing reactions. We started with Fear of the Dark. And we've since looked at many of this band's classic songs and albums. And for today's episode, our friend Estron has suggested that we hear Where the Wild Wind Blows. This is a song from them that I don't know yet. And this is what Estron wrote to me. He says, I recommend what has in the last decade become something of a darling classic to many Maiden fans, and that is When the Wild Wind Blows, the closing track of their 2010 album, The Final Frontier. It was inspired by the 1982 graphic novel When the Wind Blows. It is a beautifully layered and arranged song and a contender for their best long-form songs of the last 3 albums. Between its soothing opening melody and increasingly grim instrumentation, it's also their best song about nuclear war since their classic 2 Minutes to Midnight. The version suggested here is their live performance of it from the En Vivo recording in Santiago, Chile, which features Bruce hanging out towards the lower end of his register for a particularly unique experience, to say nothing of the stellar solos provided, Dave Murray's especially. Well worth a watch for a demonstration of Maiden's best over the last decade. Thank you for recommending this, Estron. I am looking forward to hearing it. So the album, The Final Frontier, was released in August of 2010, so it's about 15 years old. And Estron is correct. This band has only released 2 albums since The Final Frontier. The Final Frontier came out in 2010, The Book of Souls came out in 2015, and Senjutsu, their most recent album, is from 2021. So not a lot of albums over the last 15 years, but there's quite a lot of music on these 3 albums. All of them are quite long. The Book of Souls is over 90 minutes in duration. Senjutsu is about 82 minutes, and The Final Frontier is about 77 minutes. So a lot of great music from this band still coming to us over these recent years. This particular song, Where the Wild Wind Blows, was written by Steve Harris, and it clocks in at about 11 minutes, y'all. And as Estron noted, it's based on a graphic novel. It's written and I believe drawn by Raymond Briggs, and it is called When the Wind Blows originally. And that particular novel tells the story of a retired couple named Jim and Hilda Bloggs, who live in Great Britain, and they experience a nuclear attack on Great Britain at the hands of the Soviet Union. Remember, this is Cold War era, right? So a few years later, in 1986, Raymond had adapted the novel into a script and helped create an animated film based on his novel. The film includes a quite extensive soundtrack with music from prominent musicians including Genesis and David Bowie and Roger Waters. I need to look into that, actually. That looks pretty cool. But the story also got adapted into a radio drama and a stage play. So this story has been well represented on several different stages and platforms. And I'm interested to hear what Steve and Iron Maiden make of it. And as Estrone has requested, the version we are hearing today is their live performance included on In Vivo, which is a live album that the band put out. This performance is from April 10th, 2011 in Santiago, Chile. Let's get to it, friends. I am really excited to hear it. We got Bruce Dickinson on vocals, Dave Murray, Yannick Gers, and Adrian Smith are all on guitars. Steve Harris is on the bass and backing vocals, and Nico McBrain is on the drums. Let's get it, y'all. This is going to be a live version by Iron Maiden, When the Wild Wind Blows. Here we go. Cool. The wind is blowing. Maybe it's going to get wild. And immediately the crowd is singing the instrumental melody that leads into this. It's a 4-chord song. Flat 6, flat 7, 2, 1.
They said on the news today. Have you heard what is coming to us all?
That's low for
That the
Bruce.
world as we know it will be coming to an end. Have you heard?
Wow, he can barely sing. I believe that's a low A for him.
Distance when the darkened clouds roll, he could feel tension in the atmosphere. He would look in the mirror, see an old man now. Doesn't matter, they survive.
6, 7,
They
1.
say there's nothing can be done about the situation.
So it's E, G, C, D, right?
Just sit and wait around for something to occur.
A,
As he stares across
E minor,
the
right?
garden, looking at the meadows, wonders if they'll ever grow again. The desperation of the situation getting graver.
The situation's getting
ready
graver.
when the wild wind
They're getting ready when the wild wind
Have you
blows.
seen what they said on the news today?
Up the octave,
Seen what they said about us
vocally.
all? Do you know what is happening to just every one of us? Have you seen?
6,
There will
7.
be a catastrophe like we've never seen. There will be something that will light the sky. And the world as we know it, it will never be the same. Did you know?
Wow.
Did you know?
There will be something that will light the sky, that the world as we know it, it will never be the same. He's getting ready for when the moment comes. He's got supplies to last them a year or two. You never know.
They tell us nothing that we don't already know about. They tell us nothing that is real at all. They only fill us with the stuff that
They only fill us with the stuff they want.
Did you know?
It's like they're only telling us, they're not telling us the whole story. And they've done 3 verses in a row. Real storytelling here, y'all. They're preparing for the worst. Getting ready. And I think I've seen footage from this concert before, y'all. What they're wearing looks familiar to me. Especially Bruce's Psych Ward shirt. sees a teardrop from his wife roll down her face, saying grace. Guitar solo. Love the different shots that we get into here too. This is really well edited. They're having fun up there. Look at them go. Another solo. Got 3 guitar players, you might as well. Straightforward chords, y'all. E minor to G, and then C to D. Their favorite key, E minor. There's a 6. Straight into a new groove. Verse 10. They've been preparing for some weeks now. Makes sense, they took a lot of time in between those verses. They're gonna take refuge in their shelter. All right, y'all. Well, you gotta have your tea if you're gonna get invaded. You know, I've got my coffee. Not long to wait for absolution. Don't make a fuss, just sit and wait. Don't make a fuss, just sit and wait. All the screams at night, that the moments of truth has begun. Can't you see it on the TV? Don't believe them in the least bit. Now the days of our ending have begun. Wow. Now the days of our ending have begun. Okay. Say a prayer when it's all over. Survivors unite all the squad. Got to try and help each other. Got the will to overcome. I like that verse. I can't believe all the lying, all the screams on the right, that the moments of truth have begun. Can't you see it on the TV? Don't believe them. Now the days of our ending have begun. Their transitions are kind of unprepared. They just sneak into these new sections. They don't set us up for them, they just roll right into them. And they do it quite well. We be hanging. The leave you hanging cadence, we call that a half cadence. That's what they were humming at the beginning. So back to the very beginning, melody down in that lower octave. 4, 6, 7.
When they found them, had their arms wrapped around each other, tins of poison lying near by their clothes.
Wow.
The day they both mistook an earthquake for the fallout, just another when the wild wind blows.
That's fascinating. Did you catch the... And they're going right into a new song, and it stops. Did you catch the twist in the story, y'all? Holy crap. We're talking this whole time about, all right, they're not telling us the real shit. There's going to be an invasion. They're sending a nuclear a bomb. We're getting attacked. We gotta have all of our stuff together, and we got to fight this, right? So in verse 12, it says, say a prayer when it's all over. Survivors unite all as one. Got to try and help each other. Got the will to overcome. I like that. Right? Survivors unite all as one. You got to fight back, right? And then the refrain happened. I can't believe all the lying, all the screens are denying, the television screens, right? That the moments of truth have begun. Can't you see it on the television? Don't believe them in the least bit. Now the days of our ending have begun, right? So this poor couple who have been told and shown images about here's what the nuclear crap's going to be when it comes, and it's the Cold War, and everybody's scared, and it's this nuclear arms race, and they're sitting there, and it's so sad, y'all. The outro, when they found them, meaning when the authorities found our poor couple, they had their arms wrapped around each other, their tins of poison laying nearby their clothes. They did a Romeo and Juliet. They offed themselves with poison. And it says the day they both mistook an earthquake for the fallout. Just another when the wild wind blows. They felt an earthquake and they thought it was a nuclear attack. And to spare themselves the agony of living through a nuclear fallout, they offed themselves with poison. I've got to see the novel, read the novel, see the film this is based on. That's fascinating, y'all. And it tells me a lot about what we're fed can feed into in our minds, how we create a reality that sometimes doesn't really exist, with some information that we get and we fill in the gaps out of fear, out of trying to protect ourselves. Our old school lizard brains sometimes just don't know how to compute with the terrors and the potential pitfalls of living in a 20th or 21st century society, right? It makes us crazy sometimes. These poor people. What a fantastic story. And a really cool song. It was a little rock or four-chord-esque to me for Iron Maiden, but man, they really made it work. They had all three of their guitar heroes take rounds at solos, and Bruce is up there just spinning yarns. And he's really, really good at it. He's really, really good at it. And the crowd was quite into it. And it was 10 or 11 minutes that went by very quickly, didn't it? I can't say anything better about it. You got wrapped up in it so much that you forgot or you lost track of how much time has gone by. That's when a piece of music can really take you for a ride and really, be a wonderful experience to hear and to experience. So wonderful. Thank you, Estrone, for sending that to me. We've done more videos, y'all. As I wrap up here, this is what I want to tell you. We've done more videos on music by Iron Maiden than we have by any other band. And it's not by just a few. We've done several. The Iron Maiden fans have been wonderful to us, and I've loved going through their discography and their great songs with all of you over these years. But along the way, we have focused most on their early music and the early part of their career. And we've only heard a smattering of songs from their more recent albums. The ones from their more recent albums I've loved and enjoyed just as much as their older stuff, y'all. And the thing that I was stunned by as I was getting ready to do this video is that I was looking at The Final Frontier, this album, and this is the first song that I believe that I've heard from this album. The album did quite well commercially. It topped the charts, or it rose to number 2 on the charts in 28 different countries, y'all. And these are some sturdy tunes as well. There's 10 songs on the album, and the average duration of these 10 songs is over 7.5 minutes. And the one we just heard was almost 11. So they've got stuff to say. They've got room to do these bigger pieces. And I would be quite interested to hear more music from this particular album. So what song from The Final Frontier should I hear next? Friends, let me know in the comments, and I will do what I can. But for today, my friends, I believe that that's going to be it for us. I really enjoyed not only the story here, the music was great as well, the performance was great. It's always fun for me to see great live bands performing live, because I get a sense for really what it's like to be a fan of that particular band. You get a sense for what their personality is, for how they carry themselves, for how they interact with their fans, how they present their songs, and how they interact with their own instruments, right? You can learn a lot about the band and a lot about what their big pull is, what their personality is like when you see them play live, that sometimes you just can't get when you hear just a studio track. So that's why a lot of times I am drawn to these live performances, especially when it's a band that plays live so well, like Iron Maiden does, right? Always a fun time to listen to music from Iron Maiden, especially on a Maiden Monday. So thank y'all for being with me today. That is going to be it for me. I thank you for being with me on this episode. We will see you next time on another edition of The Daily Doug.